Forget about top 5s or even top 10s because today we're going to break down the top 15 best credit cards in 2022. What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So needless to say, we have looked at a ton of credit cards previously. So let's start with the number 15 card and work our way up to what is, in my opinion at least, the best credit card in 2022. We are going to move fairly quickly, so as per usual, links down below where you can sign up for many of these products and view the full reviews that I have done on many of them as well. All right, coming in at number 15 would be the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. It's no secret that I hate Wells Fargo, and their banking products are downright laughable. However, they've recently been revamping their credit card products, the best of which being the Active Cash Card, which gives you 2% unlimited cash back on all of your purchases, as well as $200 in a cash bonus when you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, which is pretty decent considering it has no annual fee. Now, I'll tell you from the start that there are better flat cashback products higher on today's list, but if you use other Wells Fargo products, then while I may question your judgment as a whole, I've got nothing but good things to say about the Active Cash Card. Coming in at number 14 would be another no annual fee cashback credit card, and that would be the American Express Blue Cash Everyday Card. Right now, you're looking at 3% cashback on groceries, online retail purchases, and gas stations on up to $6,000 in purchases per year in each of those respective categories. You also get 1% cashback on all other purchases, in addition to a $100 cash bonus when you spend $2,000 in the first 6 months, and 20% back on PayPal purchases in your first 6 months, up to $150 back. You also get a few additional credits, and American Express products in general come with a ton of benefits that we'll get into later in the video. So this is definitely one worth checking out in my opinion. Number 13 on today's list is a product that we haven't talked about much before, and that is the Capital One Savor Rewards Card. Now, as is the case with several products on today's list, there are a few versions of the Savor card, but the Savor Rewards is the flagship paid version, coming in at $95 per year, but for that relatively small annual fee, you get 4% unlimited cash back on dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services, plus 3% cash back at grocery stores. You're also looking at a $300 cash bonus if you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. So if you're able to hit that fairly high spending limit, then that alone will cover your annual fee for the first 3 years. But even putting that aside, if you are a food connoisseur like myself, this is the ultimate product covering both restaurants and grocery stores that in most cases will more than justify that low annual fee. The Chase Freedom Flex Card is one of several Chase credit cards on today's list, coming in at number 12, and currently gives you 5% cash back on rolling bonus categories like gas stations, grocery stores, and several others, as well as 5% cash back on travel purchases made through the Chase Ultimate Reward System, 3% back on dining and drugstores, and 1% back on everything else. Plus, you get a $200 cash bonus after spending just $500 in the first 3 months, and considering this product has no annual fee, that's a pretty sweet sign-up offer compared to other products on the market. We'll be talking a lot about Chase products today, but going back to Capital One for number 11 is the regular Venture Card. Now, there's a much cooler version of this product that I'll talk about later in the video, but the standard Venture Card is much more affordable at just $95 per year and is one of the best entry-level travel credit cards and the first one on today's list, giving you 2 miles per dollar on every purchase and 75,000 miles in a bonus when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. And as we get into some of these more premium travel specific products, I will be talking about points and miles, so just remember that those two terms are used interchangeably across the industry. We've talked about most of the major players in the credit card space, but coming out of left field would be a pretty underrated card from Citi, and that would be the Citi Premier card, coming in at number 10 on today's list. Again, for $95 per year, you're looking at 3 points per dollar on restaurants, gas stations, supermarkets, as well as air travel and hotel purchases, and 1 point per dollar on all other purchases. They're also giving an 80,000 point bonus when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 3 months. And while Citi does give you a ton of great additional benefits, and the points are virtually the same as other credit card points across the industry, I personally am not a huge fan of Citi's rewards interface, but a respectable card nonetheless. At number 9 is one of my personal favorites, and that is the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa Signature Card. This one could definitely be higher on the list, and the only reason it isn't is that you technically have to be an Amazon Prime member in order to reap all of the benefits, and considering Amazon Prime is $140 per year at the time of recording this video, that puts this product in a fairly decent category. But if you're like me and a lot of other people and you're already an Amazon Prime customer, then that would move this product way to the top of my list, and that's because it gives you 5% unlimited cash back on all Amazon and Whole Foods purchases, plus 2% back at restaurants, gas stations, and drugstores, and 1% back on everything else. You also get a $100 Amazon gift card just for getting approved, which to me is as good as $100 in cash, and considering it has no annual fee and no foreign transaction fees, as long as you are a Prime member of course, then this is a no-brainer, especially if you are a Prime customer. Number 8 is the bigger brother to the Freedom Flex card that we talked about at the beginning of the video, and that would be the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. This product gives you the same 3% back on dining and drugstores, 5% on travel purchases through Chase Ultimate Rewards, and the same $200 cash sign-up bonus as the Flex card. But in place of the 5% rolling categories that change each quarter, this one is going to give you a slightly elevated 1.5% cash back on all other eligible purchases. And considering it also has no annual fee, it's very similar to the Freedom Flex, so you'll want to check out this video comparing these two products. But if you spend a decent amount of money on your credit cards, then I'll save you the trouble. The Freedom Unlimited card is probably the better option for you, and that's why it's at number 8. All right, we are over halfway through our list already, but still have 7 of the best products yet to come, and that starts with number 7, which is the Citi Custom Cash Card. This product is unlike any other product on today's list, and that's because it gives you 5% cash back on your purchases in your top eligible spending category, which includes a long list of options from restaurants to gas stations, grocery stores, and everything in between. And that category automatically changes every single month, meaning you are always earning that 5% cash back on your highest spending category, plus 1% back on everything else. They'll give you a $200 cash bonus if you spend $1,500 in the first 6 months, and the only bummer here is that the 5% cash back is capped at just $500 in spending each month, and beyond that, you're looking at just 1%. But if you don't spend a lot of money on your credit card, then this could be a fantastic way to earn some serious cash back on your highest spending category. I alluded to the number 6 product earlier in the video, but that is the Capital One Venture X card, which is the more premium version of the regular Venture card that we just talked about. I absolutely love this card, and it's actually one of just 2 credit cards that I carry with me every single day, the other of which we'll talk about next. But the Venture X card is the ultimate in affordable premium travel, and that's because for just $395 per year, which I know might sound like a lot of money, but it's actually much less expensive than other premium travel cards, you get a 75,000 mile bonus when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, a 10,000 mile anniversary bonus, a $300 annual travel credit, free TSA PreCheck or global entry, not to mention 10 miles per dollar on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One, 5 miles on flights, and 2 miles per dollar on all other purchases. Plus, the Capital One travel site has been taken to the next level in recent years, and I used this system to book thousands and thousands of dollars in free travel on my recent honeymoon, and the only reason it's not higher on today's list is because I know that even $395 per year may still be hard to justify for some users. But if you thought that was a lot of money, then hold on to your wallet, because coming in at number 5 is the American Express Platinum Card, which is easily the most expensive product on today's list at $695 per year. Now, I know that sounds absolutely insane, and for most people, it is, and many would argue that this is really overrated, which most of the time I would actually agree with. But beyond the decent point multipliers, like 5 points per dollar on flights and prepaid hotels, and 1 point per dollar on all other purchases, the real benefit of this product is from the credits, which in total add up to $1,500 in value. So even if you just use some of those credits, which include things like a free Clear membership, $200 in Uber Cash every year, a free Walmart Plus membership, and a ton of other useful benefits, then it shouldn't be too difficult to justify that annual fee, assuming of course that you are using those credits on things that you would already be purchasing anyways. But of course, the reason that most people get the Platinum card is it gives you access to more than 1,400 premium airport lounges, including the network of Centurion lounges. Now, the Venture X card that we just talked about does give you Priority Pass, which is kind of the entry level to airport lounges, but the Centurion lounges from American Express just take things to another level. So if you frequently travel, and maybe if there is a Centurion lounge at your local airport, then this is still worth looking into despite that high annual fee. But if you just can't swing that high cost, then the number 4 product is the only other product that I carry with me every single day that has a slightly lower annual fee, and that would be the American Express Gold Card. This is still a travel product, but it puts more of an emphasis on dining, giving you 4 points per dollar at restaurants and grocery stores, 3 points on flights booked with American Express, and 1 point on everything else, plus several credits including a $120 dining credit at select locations and $120 in Uber Cash, which those 2 credits alone can justify the $250 annual fee almost entirely. Also, it just looks a lot cooler than the much more expensive Platinum card, in case that means anything to you. All right, we are already down to our last 3 products, and coming in at number 3 is by far the best beginner credit card product, which of course is the Discover It credit card. This gives you similar benefits to the Freedom Flex that we talked about earlier, giving you 5% cash back on specific rolling categories that change each quarter, and 1% back on all other purchases. But the true differentiator with this one is you get an unlimited cashback match at the end of your first year, but also that it is really easy to get approved for, especially if you have little to no credit history. This was the very first credit card that I ever opened back when I had no credit history myself, and it helped me build a fantastic foundational credit score, hence the reason it is so high on today's list. And considering it has no annual fee, it might be one worth checking out for you. But coming in at number 2 is actually a slightly better intermediate product if you are able to get approved, and that is the SoFi credit card. Now, it's no secret that I absolutely love all things SoFi, so I'll try to keep this one brief, but this is a relatively new product giving you 2% cash back on all of your purchases, and right now they're actually giving you 3% cash back in your first year, plus up to $250 in cash when you're approved. So I will leave a link for that offer down below, plus the ability to redeem your cash back directly into your bank account, put it towards your investing goals, your credit card balance, eligible loans, and other awesome products is really what sets this one apart from other products like it. And with no annual fee and a seamless user interface, it's easy to understand why it's at number 2. All right, and last but not least, the moment you have all been waiting for, the number 1 credit card on my list in 2022 may surprise some of you, but that would be the American Express Blue Cash Preferred Card. I've talked about this one at length in previous videos, but it still baffles me how American Express makes any money on this product, considering it gives you 6% cash back on groceries and US streaming services, 3% back on transit and gas stations, and 1% back on all other purchases. Plus, you get several $100s in credits and a $300 bonus when you spend $3,000 in the first 6 months. And while it does have a $95 annual fee, which honestly is a steal, right now they will actually waive your annual fee for the first year, and that, combined with the $300 cash bonus, means that all of those insane cashback categories are yours for the first 4 years without having any net cost out of your pocket at the end of the day. 6% cashback is just unheard of, and even the lower 3% cashback categories still crush the competition. So if your grocery bill has been going through the roof and you haven't done so already, you'll definitely want to check out the American Express Blue Cash Preferred Card. But as always, this is all just my opinion. So let me know what your favorite credit card is in 2022 down in the comment section below, and check out my full review on the Blue Cash Preferred Card over here if you do want to learn more about that product, as well as the links down below where you can sign up and help support my channel. As always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.